Good morning students, and today we are going to discuss about the money and banking. In last class what we have discussed, hope you remember, national income accounting. So you know the value of national income and how it can be calculated and what are the difficulties are there for calculating national income. So everything you would be knowing, ma. Now we are going to discuss about the money and banking. Hope, yes, obviously money is a familiar concept. Without money nowadays you can't purchase anything, you can't sell anything, isn't it? So now money is acting as everything except the parents love, mother love. We don't get anything in the market without money. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the money. Do you think the money has come in the market directly? No, not at all. There was so many evolution or stages passing through for the money coming. Okay. So which are the stages? And before there was a barter system, later on metallic money was there and paper money has come, and now bank money we are using, which is credit card, debit card and online payments we are doing. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the barter system, first evolution of money, and before that see here evolution of money. Briefly, evolution of money was mainly through commodity money, metallic money, paper money and bank money. Yes, it has come to the bank money right now before after passing so many stages. Yes, so you can see in the image, then before barter system there was considering as a particular product as a medium of exchange, and they exchanged the one product for another product. So you know the meaning, which is barter system. Okay, now we are going to discuss about the barter system. What do you mean by barter system, ma? Barter system, human beings passed through a stage when money was not in use and goods were exchanged directly for one another. Such exchange of goods was called barter system. Hope you can see the images, you can understand. The hen they are exchanging for purchasing the fruit. The same way to purchase the hen they are selling their fruit. So one goods is exchanged for another good is known as barter system. Okay, ma? Oh, okay. Why the money has come into existence, came into existence when there was a barter system? Obviously, there was a drawbacks in barter system. See, we are going to discuss in detail lack of double coincidence of funds, lack of common measure of value, indivisibility of certain goods, and difficulty in storing the wealth, difficulty in making deferred payments between borrowing and lending, and lack of specialization. So these are the drawbacks or shortcomings of barter system. So after to overcome these drawbacks only we are using now money. Okay. Now which are the drawbacks? In detail we are going to discuss the drawbacks of barter system. But number one is lack of double coincidence of wants, which means if the two people are coming to the market to buy two commodity, for example, one person is planning to purchase the cloth and he is planning to sell his meal, afternoon lunch or breakfast or something, he is having the plate of food. So he wants to sell the plate of food and he wants to get a cloth, dresses, maybe some festival is coming. The same way opponent party should have a cloth to sell and meal to purchase. But if it is not happening, there will be a lacking. Okay, so they can't exchange the goods or services one for another. The two people, those who are marketing, they should have the same wishes at the time when they are marketing the goods. If it is not, it will be failed. Okay, here lack of double coincidence of wants. It refers to the situation where the mutual wants of buyer and seller are less likely to be fulfilled simultaneously. If the buyer's wants can be fulfilled by exchange but cannot provide what the seller wants, the exchange is unlikely to happen. Okay. So you can say the buyer, those who went to purchase the cloth, they may get the cloth from the opponent party, those who are coming to market to sell their cloth, but their wishes cannot be a meal, plate of food, isn't it? Their wishes can be a plant or purchasing the animals or purchasing the furnitures, something may be there. So this is the lack of double coincidence of one. Second drawback is, in a barter system, there is no common measure of value, lack of common measure of value. Even if the buyer and seller of each other market happens to meet, the problem arises in what proportion the two goods are to be exchanged. See in the images, there is a seeds, fish, bread, wheat and watermelon market is there. So if they want to purchase or sell the product, at what quantity they can sell their watermelon for purchasing the wheat? One bag of wheat is equal to watermelon? No. One packet of bread is equal to fish? No. So they don't have a common measure to equalize the two goods which are exchanged. Okay, this is the second drawback. Next one, lack of divisibility. Divisibility. Another difficulty of barter system relates to the fact that all goods cannot be divided and subdivided. In the absence of a common medium of exchange, a problem arises when a big indivisible commodity is to be exchanged for a smaller commodity. See, this person is exchanging his bread or cloth and another person is exchanging his some tools or a fish, prawn fish. So it cannot be divisible. Same way I can say the living cattle. If they come to sell the living cattle and the other person is coming to sell their food or some other fruits or vegetables or flowers. So for basket of flowers, they can't cut the living animal, isn't it? It can be a cow or goat. They didn't come for the meat market. They don't come for the fish or meat, the cutted animals, the died animals they don't sell for the food. They are selling the living animals, those who are interested to rear the cattle. Okay. So by the time their wants may be to purchase the cloth. The cloth seller wants to purchase the cattle, but the cloth cannot be equalize the cattle. So lack of divisible. By the time we can't cut the cattle, the living one we can't cut and sale. So this is the another drawback in barter system. And next one, lack of storing wealth. See, difficulty in storing wealth also one of the issue in barter system. See here, it is difficult for the people to store wealth or generalized purchasing power for future use in the form of goods like cattle, wheat, potato, etc. Holding of stock of such goods involves costly storage and difficult. Okay, see here you can't store the wealth. That time what they were considered as a wealth, their cattle and their vegetable or cereals, pulses, what they have produced, everything considered as a wealth. So you can't store long period of time. Obviously you would be knowing they are the perishables. The storage time period will be very less. Okay, and storing will take so much of cost and it is difficult for using the in future. Okay, so this is also another drawback in barter system. Next one, difficulty in borrowing and lending. See, it is difficult to engage in contract which involve future payments due to lack of any satisfactory unit. As a result, future payments are to be stated in terms of specific goods or services. See here, in future, if the person at present they are going for medicine or they are going for a treatment or any festival or function, family marriage or something is happening or education purpose, if they need some wealth or money, whatever it is, not a money that time, no. So something they required for the emergency, but they can't borrow the things from the another person because another person will think how can they return. In future when I am asking whether the storage will be there, the product will be in a good condition or what. So many issues are there, the storing the wealth, no. So you can't borrow and lend the goods when there is when there is an emergency. So these were the drawbacks in barter system. Now, to overcome the barter system only, money came into existence. It is not coming from the barter system directly. It is not coming from the barter system directly. In the middle there was a metallic money where used. You know that metallic money, gold, silver and bronze, everything they were used. And by the time what happened, the using of these currencies, coins, from transportability from one place to another, carrying from one state to another, one country, one district to another was very difficulty and they need a transportation facility. And one more thing, if they are earning more and more metallic money, storage itself will take one house, isn't it? Storing of wealth was very difficult and convertibility was difficult and holding money in a bags from to the market also was difficult. So to overcome these issues, the money came into existence. So people introduced, or government introduced the money. Okay, who is presently the authority for currency printing? Mean one is central government, another one is RBI in India, Reserve Bank of India, and central government. So functions of money, or how does the money overcome the shortcomings of barter system? So just now I have discussed about the shortcomings of barter system. So you know which are the shortcomings: lack of double coincidence of bonds, lack of common measure of value, storing a wealth, borrowing and lending, so many things. So many issues will be solved when we started using the, when we start using the money. See here, medium of exchange. A medium of exchange is an intermediary instrument or system used to facilitate the sale, purchase or trade of goods between parties. For a system to function as a medium of exchange, see, the gold can be purchased in terms of money. The same way, the gold can be sold out in terms of money. Gold can be 20,000, mean if you have a 20,000, you can buy the living gold, isn't it? The same way, the another person, those who have a 20,000, you can sell your gold to for 20,000. So the money can be used as a medium of exchange. So not only the gold, even services also can be purchased and sold out in terms of money. And second one is measure of value. Money act as a unit of account, or money is the measure of exchange of value. This means that money is a sort of common denominator through which the exchange of value of all goods and services can be expressed without any difficulty. Yes, if you have a currency, you can buy a house, you can buy a property, you can buy a gold, you can buy a share. Okay, so in terms of money, it can be measured. House on the basis of the area, or some scale is there, it is newly constructed or old, and groundwater, or so many facilities they will be seeing, and fully furnished or semi furnished, and area, square feet, etc., etc., they will add, and they will put the value of the house. So in terms of money. Same way, when you go to a market, 1 kg tomato 40 rupees, 1 liter oil 200, isn't it? So in terms of money, we can easily measure by using the word price. Price is the consumer concept which means we are paying, it is our expenses. Okay, cost with the producer will use, that is the producer point of view, they will spend for producing the commodity. Our price is their income, producer income. That and all you have studied in microeconomics. So here price, the price, in terms of price we can exchange the goods and services. Services also, doctor, fees, lawyer, commission, teacher, salary, these people are service holders and they provide the service to get a salary. Okay, so the salary also in terms of money you can valuate or you can mention. So price is equal to value. So this is the second functions of primary functions of money. And third primary function is store of value. A store of value is an asset that maintains its value rather than depreciating. Yes, of course, if you have a money present and for future sake you can save it and you can use it in future. It can be a fixed deposit or it can be a gold or it can be a shares or whatever form. The present income you can save for the future purpose, isn't it? So that's why we people are nowadays, we are worrying about the future. So we start working more hard and saving money for future sake because life is uncertain. Maybe if I die, the next generation what they will do without money or without houses. So we save the money in a banks. Okay. So a store of value is an asset that maintain its value rather than depreciating. Obviously, if I put in fixed deposit for 1 year or 5 years, with the interest I will get my original amount. Gold and other precious metals are good stores of value because their shelf life are essentially perpetual. A nation's currency must be reasonable store of value for its economy to function smoothly. Okay, so you had a drawbacks in a barter system. You can't store the wealth because it is perishable, because they were stored the wealth as a wealth of paddy, wheat and other cereals, pulses, etc. So it cannot be stored long period of time without proper protection. Even if you have a protection, not even more than 3 years or 5 years, isn't it? So it can't store long period of time. Now metallic money, currency money has come. Even currency money, if you are unable to maintain in your purse, you can deposit in bank. You will have a receipt, that's all. So your money is safe. You can use for future purpose and uncontingencies you can use the money. So these three functions are primarily known as primary functions of money mark. As per your syllabus, this much only they have given. Actually, the money is doing not only these functions, still more function is doing transfer of value, which means you can transfer the money in terms of goods or services. The same goods and services can be converted into money. And one more thing, calculation of national income. You know that 4 factors of production, which are land, labor, capital, organization. So these 4 factors of production will receive the rewards. So the rewards can be calculated, rent, wage, interest, profit can be calculated by the government and distributed by the government in terms of money only. And general form of capital. Yes, wherever you go, any country, that money can be converted into their own currency, country currency, and you can deposit, isn't it? Anyway, you have your own currency value. So you can use your money to invest in foreign country. The foreigners can invest in our country in terms of our currency. Okay. And satisfaction, maximum benefit for consumers and producer. They can realize their satisfaction, maximization their satisfaction of consumers and producer. How consumer can get satisfaction by feeling the consumer surplus, which means if I am planning to go for purchasing the chocolate by seeing the advertisement, and in advertisement they are showing they didn't show about the price. So what I am thinking, the price of the chocolate may be 15 rupees, but it is very 10 rupees, only 10 rupees. So I get a 5 rupees of satisfaction. I feel okay, it is 5 rupees less than what I expected. The same way producer will realize the profit satisfaction in terms of money. So other functions also, secondary function and other contingent function also the money is doing. But we had a primary functions of money, which is medium of exchange, measure of value, store of value. With these functions only the money can able to overcome the drawbacks of barter system. Thank you children. We will discuss in next class, next concept. Thank you.